Hi, this is Nanette Hosenfeld with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Monday, August 1st, 2016. Looking at the next few days, the main fire potential impacts will be some gusty winds, along with a mix of wet and dry lightning. For today, we are looking at gusty winds to develop across the area highlighted in orange. We also see thunderstorms mainly across the area highlighted in green, but the majority of these storms will be accompanied by wetting rain. As we move into Tuesday, we will again see gusty winds across the area highlighted in orange. The wind speeds will range from 25 to 40 miles an hour generally, with relative humidity in the 8 to 15% category. On Tuesday, we will also see an increased threat for a mix of wet and dry lightning, and that will be mainly across the area on the map highlighted on red. And then as we move later into the week, we will continue to see lightning across the southern part of the area, but again, that will be mainly wet lightning. Over the past 24 hours, there was storm coverage across most of Utah and portions of Nevada and southeastern Idaho. Some of these storms were quite wet, as you can see across southwestern Utah. Precipitation accumulation well above an inch. So very wet storms across portions of the Great Basin, and quite a bit of lightning. If you look at the map on the right, there's quite a bit of lightning coverage across the area as well. I guess the area of main concern would be those portions of Nevada where the precipitation was not as significant with those storms. So we look at fire activity over the past 24 hours and beyond. Quite a few new starts over the past 24 hours and some larger ongoing fires. Looking at the percent of normal precipitation over the past 30 and 60 days, the map on the left shows percent of normal over the past 30 days. You can see really most of the Great Basin is below normal over the past month, and if we look further back over the past 2 months, that trend continues. So it really has been quite dry over the past 2 months at least. A few pockets in the area at or above normal precipitation, but the majority of the area has been below normal precipitation over the past at least 2 months. So it is no surprise looking at the ERCs that many of our areas are well above the 80th and even 90th percentile. You can see a few purple dots on the map, and those are RAWS stations that are reporting 97th and above percentile for ERCs. So really across the northern, about 2/3 of the Great Basin, ERCs are very high. If we look at the satellite image this morning, there is a low pressure system off the Canadian west coast of Canada. That will slowly make its way eastward over the next few days, and that is going to bring that gusty wind to parts of the Great Basin. For today, the main concern is the gusty winds, and those are mainly the main concern for those gusty winds is across portions of western Nevada, where you can see the orange highlights on the map. So this afternoon, looking at the map on the left, you can see the areas in green are the areas that we are expecting those storms to develop. Mainly wet, although on the fringe of that we could see a mix of wet and dry storms. And winds will be gusty mainly across portions of western Nevada this afternoon. As we move into Tuesday, you begin to see those areas on the map highlight for wind and lightning. The concerns for lightning are mainly across northern Utah, southeastern Idaho, with wind concerns across portions of Nevada and western Idaho as that low pressure system begins to make its way toward the area. As we move into Tuesday, storm coverage will continue to increase. You can see much of Utah and portions of southeastern Idaho and eastern Nevada will see those storms on Tuesday, with the potential for some dry lightning across the northern and central part of the area on Tuesday. Winds will continue to increase into Tuesday with gusts in that 30-mile-an-hour range across portions of Idaho and Nevada. Moving into Wednesday, that low pressure system will slowly make its way to the northeast. Moisture will linger across the southern part of the area, but the main thing on Wednesday will be winds across the area highlighted in orange on the map on the right. Again on Wednesday, storms will remain in place, although coverage will not be quite as far north into Utah on Wednesday, and we will continue to see those gusty winds mainly across portions of Idaho on Wednesday. So looking at the next 3 days of precipitation accumulation, really the majority of the precipitation is focused across the southeastern part of the Great Basin. On Thursday, we'll begin to see another low making its way into the area, bringing some drier air into the western part of the Great Basin, though moisture will surge northward into Utah and portions of southern Idaho and Nevada, with another day of showers and thunderstorms across much of the area on Thursday. As we move into Friday, that moisture will shift east a bit with drier air moving into the western part of the Great Basin. We could start to see winds picking up a little bit. Moving into Saturday, that dry air continues to spread eastward. And on Sunday, we continue to see that drying trend across the Great Basin. So looking at the 7-day total accumulation, you can see some really impressive numbers across portions of central and southeastern Utah. That is where we'll see the most significant precipitation accumulation with drier conditions elsewhere. Finally, looking at the 8 to 14-day outlook, the Climate Prediction Center is calling for below normal temperatures across the northwestern two-thirds of the Great Basin, above normal temperatures across the southeast, and below normal precipitation across the majority of the area. So that is it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. You can see our information on the screen, and you can also find us on Twitter. Thanks.